to claim victory, controlling minds for 2,000 years, kept us in line by stoking our fears. No longer will we hide who we are. We're stronger together by far. We are witches, we shall rise from the earth into the skies. Unite.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in tonight for Within the Cauldron. Every time I hear that intro song, I kind of lose myself in the music.
I do. I love your intro song, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. It's from a spirit brother of mine, Jason Myers from Inker's Witch. So
Nice.
I got permission to use it and I ran with it. And I'm like, yeah, mine.
Very cool.
Sis, who are these two handsome men that's in our area?
Well, today we're talking with two men at the forefront of Tennessee's cryptid and paranormal research. Randy Hutchings is the founder of Fortean Tennessee, a veteran Bigfoot investigator with nearly 30 years in the field, author of Bear Mountain Bigfoot and Tennessee Pygmy, and the driving force behind the Tennessee Wildman Con and the Tennessee Cryptid CampOut. His works spans Bigfoot, hauntings, UFOs, and the unexplained across the Cumberland Plateau. Joining him is Joshua Manning, filmmaker, event producer, and co-founder of Fortean Tennessee, Wildman Con, and the Cryptid Campout. His path into the unknown began with a profound Sasquatch encounter on the plateau, leading him into immersive wilderness-based research that blends storytelling with boots-on-the-ground investigation. Together, Randy and Joshua have built one of the most active and community-driven cryptid research networks in the region. And today they're here to share their encounters, their methods, and mysteries that keep them searching.
I love Bigfoot.
You too.
Maybe.
Appreciate that.
Maybe. It's just depends. If I see him face to face, I'll probably be the idiot that'd be like, hi. I'll probably be so starstruck. I'll probably just be sitting there just staring at him. I want to be friends with him.
Starstruck is a good way of putting it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Obviously damaged is another way.
Yeah, that's the other one.
So, go ahead and start with the first question, sis.
This is for both of you guys, actually. You both had life-changing encounters on the Cumberland Plateau. How did these moments shape the trajectory of your work?
I think you should start, Randy.
Lord, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my first encounter was on the edge of the plateau. It was years later when Manning had his first encounter, but it was within a mile?
Yeah. Roughly
Roughly a mile from where I had my first encounter, where he had his first encounter, same general area. That encounter sent me, I never expected to be involved in cryptid stuff, Bigfoot stuff at all. I was looking for answers to what happened to me that I experienced. I saw a boulder be thrown off the cliff, and something was vocalizing before it threw this boulder, and this boulder was at least 300 pounds or more. I'm a big guy. There's no way in the world I could pick this boulder up. So this boulder goes falling into this lake that I'm at the time. And I'm trying to, over the months after this happens, I'm just trying to find out what in the world could be responsible for this that lives in my area. I know all the animals in my area. I grew up in the sticks, grew up with a family of hunters. There's just nothing here that could pick up a boulder.
Right.
Let's just throw it. And so that got me introduced to several researchers in the BFRO organization back in, this was 97, 98. And they basically kind of got my foot in the door into field investigating for the BFRO back in the day. And then I met Mary Green, who was known as the Tennessee Bigfoot lady. She was one of the primary researchers here in this region back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And she took me under her wing and kind of like taught me like, how to go out and how to talk to people, how to get them to share encounters when a lot of people don't want to share this stuff when it happens to them because it's embarrassing.
Right.
To a lot of people. They don't want to look like they're crazy. They don't want to look like they're lying. And she taught me how to talk to people, how to get, let them know that we're there for the right reasons. And I would have never, again, seen my life spiraling into this other than I'm just trying to find out, one set of circumstances to the next. And here I am.
Wow. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
Josh, how about you?
So mine's kind of a like weird story. So like I went looking for this. So I live up here in Massachusetts, and at the time I met Randy, I was currently in the military, so I was stationed down in at Campbell. So I was down on the Tennessee Kentucky border area, and through a mutual friend, I met Randy. But it was at the time I was going to film school, and me and Randy were making like short films and the like, and we had both done this live event with a bunch of people that an incident happened. There was a eyewitnessing of a creature in this area, of a Bigfoot. And it wasn't until years later of me coming down and doing these like short films with Randy or coming down to visit and such. Randy, from that point forward, from that event, had been like kind of slowly interviewing people like about what they experienced during this like 12-day event. And eventually he asked me about it one night, because I think I brought it up to you. I was like, hey man, there was that thing that happened at that 12-day. Like, what was it? Like, I like no one would tell me. So he got all like real serious with me, and he was like, we saw a Sasquatch. And I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. I grew up always wanting, watching like unsolved mysteries and such, and always been like, I want to look for Sasquatch. I want to look for the Bigfoot. And he talked to me about, at that time I was at the event, I was leaving site early and going to school in Nashville. So I was attending film school in Nashville at that time. And I was getting up early, and I was hearing stuff in the woods because I was the only one up, early morning, not knowing what I was actually hearing until, Randy started talking to me about it. He's like, hey, when you got up in the morning and left for school, did anything happen? Did you hear anything? I was like, oh, no. I said, there was a few times I thought you guys were like on the wood line, and I was wondering why you guys are still awake at this point. But like at that moment, I was like, why are we making these short films? I got a camera. You know where Bigfoot is. Like, let's go get him. And so from that trip, I went home. We talked a bunch. We kind of figured out what we could do. And we got some private backing to rent the site for us, so we could take it over for like 10 days and be the only ones there and document what was happening. And I flew down in August, coming up around this time. I think it was like August 15th.
August 8th. August 8th.
August 8th. So yeah, August 8th. And I came down. We didn't have the site until the next day. And the minute we got there, I wanted to test out, the camera rig I had put together, and like kind of like built to be out to do this. Everything was kind of one-man army, how I built it. And I said, Randy, why don't you take us to that spot where you first had your encounter where the boulder got thrown? It's this quarry. And I was like, let's just go out there. It gives me a chance to test the equipment out in the field, because it was August in Tennessee, and if you've ever been there, it is not for the weak of heart. And then hiking up mountains and stuff like that.
Right.
So I wanted to test like the weight and all that. We drove out to this place. We hopped a fence that found out this place was kind of fenced off now. And we got up, and within I think it was 13 minutes, 30 seconds because it's by the footage because everything's recorded. We walk up this trail and Randy points out, hey, this is a tree arc. And in the footage, you can hear me say, I'm like, oh, it's one of these tree arcs they talk about. Like, really, like I came down kind of with the idea that I was going to more or less capture Randy's story and like document the area, kind of very traditional, kind of like what you'd see on Unsolved Mysteries, that type of thing. And he pulls me over and he goes, look, so you can see how it's jammed in the ground. He starts explaining all that. And within that moment, a rock comes flying down the hill, hits the tree right next to us. We both react, don't say anything. And you can hear this thing running away from us. And we got it from 2 camera angles and on audio. We then like tracked it up the hill. We were up there and again, it's like perfect timing that how this happened is like Randy, we were up there for about like maybe 10 minutes, trying to like wait for it to come out. But Randy goes at one point, he just looks at me in the camera and he goes, they're not going to move until we move because they don't want to make sound. And then all of a sudden you hear the feet running off again from behind us. And Randy just gets this big shit-eating grin. And I'm just like, I have my camera facing this way. I have a GoPro facing me the whole time, capturing my reaction, but also to see behind me. But you just see like the whole time I'm like this, oh my God, this is happening. This is actually happening. And we ended up going up to the quarry. Still kind of, I was a little bit like, what's going on? We lose track of this thing. We get up into the quarry. I do Randy's interview of him explaining the boulder throw and stuff. And again, in the footage, this is why I love the footage that we captured everything. Randy's like, so ready to head back? What do you want to do? And I was like, I kind of want to go back down there and mess with them. I was like, I want to see if we can get anything. And we head down like a different trail.
Yeah.
And we end up on this path and immediately we hear rock clacking right off the edge. And for about the next 15 minutes of footage is us having like communication, like it's slightly different, like kind of intelligent communication with whatever was cracking the rocks at that time. Like I would whistle a beat and it would clack the beat back at me and such. So, I mean, like this encounter, my first time was just like crazy. And we left, we got in that car and it was like a silent ride back. I think Randy broke the silence by saying, he goes, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm so sorry I did this to you. And I just was like, what the hell was that? And he goes, I told you. And I was like, no, I didn't doubt you, but I didn't think we'd get it like immediately.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And then we went to the main, which is now what we call our primary site. And we went there for 10 days, which is about, I don't know how far away the primary site is from the quarry.
It's about 35 miles.
35 miles.
Yeah.
And we were on this primary site by ourselves for 10 days. We had people coming out and we were taking them into the woods. Kind of like we were already kind of doing the Bigfoot campout. Like that was the initial start of that idea. It was like, let's just bring our friends out there and scare the shit out of them.
Well, there was all these people that were like, are you guys serious about going out there and doing this? And we're like, yes, this is happening when we go out there. We would go out there to this primary site, and then we would get wood knocks, we would get vocalizations.
Yeah.
So we started taking our friends with us because they're like, I don't believe you.
They're like, bullshit.
Go with us, and you can hear it yourself. And that's what we did. So far, we've taken 56 people out, and over 40 of them have heard or experienced something. That's not even, I'm not even counting the
Wow.
campout.
Yeah, you're not counting the campout.
Friends. But the campout, we took several more people out there, and they had a lot of them experienced things too. Same general, it's the same area, same research area.
Yeah.
Wow.
We took the Bigfoot campout. We took everyone to our primary site and gave them the experience, and that was what we were looking to do. And it all kind of stemmed from, for when I first met Randy and through our mutual friends and stuff, people would be like, Randy believes in Bigfoot, right? And I was like, he does. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, I need to talk to him about it. And I never did until that moment, you know, that time in his apartment, we talked about it. But everyone would always be like, yeah, Randy believes that stuff. Randy believes that stuff. And then when I started doing it with him, people were like, what's going on? And Randy's like, Manning brought camera equipment. He's like, watch the footage. And we started showing the footage to our friends in the living room, and just like, we'd invite them over. It was like we baited them in, like just to hang out and like, hey, we want to show you something. And we kind of
we have several friends that refuse to go to that site now because they're so freaked out by it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we just, every year I'd come down for, you know, once or twice a year, I'd fly down and just, we'd go out there for, you know, days on end and just record and try to do that. And in that between time, when this kicked off after that, Randy was going out 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And spending like sometimes like upwards of 8 hours till sundown.
I was living up there.
Yeah. By himself on this area, just habituating, leaving peaches and such for them. And, you know, and he was, you know, we got him a GoPro so that like, I was like, you got to be documenting everything. We're going to document everything. I want everything. And like the stuff that we captured just for those times, because Randy was going up so much. And then, you know, we theorize what can we do to get him to come out? How do we get the, you know, for me as the filmmaker is that like trying to tell this story is like, my big fish is getting the big guy on camera, like full high def. Like I want a good shot of that. And, you know, after doing this for 12 years, it doesn't matter. No one's going to believe you anyways. So
you're going to think it's AI driven anyway, you know,
at this point, you know,
thank you AI, you know?
Yeah. So it kind of became this, like, I don't know, we started with like, we're going to make this documentary, and then it just kind of became like our thing. We just started reaching out to people. We were getting people to come to us about it, doing interviews, people bringing us to their property because they were like, hey, something's in our woods. And we were kind of technically like the Ghostbusters of the area to like come out and consult. So like, you know, you get wood knocks in your wood line, who you going to call? Fortean Tennessee.
Bigfoot busters.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, we got some of our best evidence. We were able to start like mapping out our area, figuring out, you know, again, we were able to actually do some really cool research. And, you know, we always laugh when we call ourselves researchers. We were just trying to figure this out like everyone else. It's just like, we're just using our skill set of like, you know, can we find a pattern? Can we figure out, you know, what's the story here? At least for me, there's a narrative always, you know, what are these things? They're intelligent. There's something going on. So just trying to, you know, decode them and try to figure out how to bait them out and stuff. I mean, and that's kind of been our journey for like 12 years. And then we were like, let's make this convention for the Wildman Con, which is coming up in about a week almost. August 8th is like an anniversary of my first encounter.
Wow.
It is actually. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then that was kind of to build up some rapport. It was our first time as a team really stepping out into the light to the, you know, the bigger community, you know, the researcher community. And
I've been involved with this stuff since the 90s, but I've kept a low profile with the community because I just, there's so much, and I'm sure it's the same way in in your guys' community too. Like there's just drama that you don't want to deal with.
Oh God, yes.
And I'm really very much not about drama.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my head low on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we've mainly just focused on our area. Like I always tell people, like I have taken that our area is the only area. I have blinders on to the rest of everything, and I just kind of focus on our area and try to be like, I can't figure out what's going on up in, you know, Seattle or, you know, like there's Squatch encounters going on everywhere. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on our little family unit area right here. And just focus on that, stay away from all that. But, you know, we wanted to do this camp out. We wanted to, you know, start kind of get people to experience this a little bit. And
people over the years have told us, they're like, you know, it sounds so fun what you guys do.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, we just go out in the woods where this stuff's happening and wait for it. So
We just
know,
yell into the woodline,
Yeah, so we decided, let's see what, how people will, if they want to come and do this. But we did it with some really badass guests. Hellbent Hauler, they were our primary guest that weekend or that week.
Yeah.
Which they led the Fortean, the foray into the wilderness that whole week. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. We turned it into a massive team effort investigation.
But people seem to really, really enjoy it.
Wow.
Had a good time.
So what do you think people misunderstand mostly about Bigfoot research?
Yeah, I'll let you answer that first.
A lot of people think we just go out into the woods and are just hanging out.
Oh.
They think we're just hearing deer. A lot of the time, they think
I don't think they realize how far we're hiking in some of these instances to get to some of these areas.
Yeah,
these are not very easy places to get to. Most of them.
We were taking people 2.5 miles out into our area. That's where that's where the good stuff is, as we like to say, the hot zone.
The hot zone.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean it's just a lot of patience, and I don't think people understand that. I think if they do believe it, or they're believers or experiencers and stuff, they think that we have a spot, we won't tell anyone, and we're out there having picnics with Bigfoot. So it's kind of two different sides sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I have just hours and hours of footage of us sitting in the woods, being like, "Where are they?"
Absolutely nothing happening.
Nothing happening for days.
That's the majority of the trips.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing happening.
Something like a paranormal investigation, you just kind of sit around and wait for a spirit to say hello. So I can see that, because I don't expect just to go out in the deep woods and see a Bigfoot. It'd be nice if I did, but
You know how jealous I am when we get calls from people who are like, they've been on my property for 40 years. I see them all the time. And I'm like, oh, can I come live with you for a week?
Yeah. Do you mind?
And that was what kind of made the research down here so fun too, because in Tennessee, people are so welcoming, and you can talk to people. You just got to know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like Randy was saying, he learned from Mary Green, and Randy's, born and raised in our research area. So he knows a lot of people. He knows the place, knows the history.
I know how to get people to open up about stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And, when we started it was we got to record this. We got to record this and stuff, but people don't want to open up right off the rip to, looking down the barrel of a cannon.
Right.
Of the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I made a decision in the beginning of this. That was if I'm going to do a documentary or do whatever I want to do, try to build this story, make it into what I want it to be. And I realized I got to put the camera away, and I have to kind of go whole hog in as a researcher. And I got to go into the deep end. And that's why I was going down every once or twice a year. But also I had to learn to talk to the locals, learn the history, learn what they refer to these things as. That's another huge thing. It's there's a ton of different names for these depending on a big one is the wood boogers
stuff,
paints and screaming jacks and
boogers.
You can go and say you got Sasquatch, and they'll be like, we got none of that, but we got them damn boogers out there, they're out there messing with stuff. And we're like, oh, okay, gotcha. All right, well, tell me about the boogers. Do they do this? Oh, yeah.
What does a booger look like? And they'll describe a Sasquatch, and it's like, okay.
All right, gotcha.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, no.
Well, I mean, do you think that? Because evidently, they probably don't mean no harm, right? They just want to be kind of alone. But do you think that if there was approach in a friendly way, would they be wanting to make friends with you?
Well, I think I had a I got to see a juvenile in our area that was hiding, and I am convinced when I walked up on this thing, I had something make a close like walk towards me in the woods right before I saw this, about 2 minutes before I saw it. And I'm convinced now that was one of the adults of the family unit that live in our primary research area that was allowing me to see this little one.
Oh,
And I think they were allowing me to see that in the sense of like, look, we've got a family here,
right.
And it changed everything for me personally. I
changed everything.
I can't go
how
up
we
there and act
handle
like these
this.
things are just apes anymore. Because what I saw looked like a hairy little kid.
Yep.
And it changed. Like I cried that day. I'm not a big crier. Bawled to my wife about it. Didn't know how to like earlier you were talking about you would love to see one of these things. Every time I've seen, I've had 3 sightings. Every time I've had a sighting, I've had almost a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's just psychologically I'm not good with this or what, but like I think if one of these things was to walk out of the woods and try and hold its hand out to me, I would probably just freak out and go into hysterics and run off the other direction. That's what I've done every other time.
I think it's just like you say, you break down. I think, well, I know I would too, because I'll probably be crying like, oh my gosh. And I think it's just seeing something that is not actually a human like us.
Yes.
But it's like seeing an alien or something.
They look so human.
Yes.
I am convinced personally, I'm convinced that they are some type of human.
Yeah.
Like some sort of relic hominid, maybe.
Right.
There's stuff I can't explain about them. I'm not going to try to explain about them, but they definitely, to me, come across as, especially after seeing that child, the little one, they come across as some sort of human to me. And there was an instance we were talking earlier about like how you go out in the woods and nothing happens. We were out there one time for about 2 hours. Absolutely nothing was happening. And then suddenly this baby babble starts in a bush nearby. And it sounds just like a baby babbling, like blah, 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 blah. And then we hear this feminine voice say, Saisa, as if it's like, almost like shut up or as if it's saying its name, like to stop. And it gave us this impression that like one of the family group that live in that area had brought its little one in to look at us, and the little one got bored and started babbling. That's the impression we got. So yeah, it's I can't. Sorry, I've gone totally off topic now. I remember.
Oh no, that's
this is perfect. We totally are into this and want to hear it for sure.
Yeah, especially.
So on the primary site, like we have a theory that there's been a lot of like human interaction with kids. It's a it's a campground, so that was one of the things just to kind of really tell you about our site a little bit. So there's a lot of cabins, a lot of wooden cabins, and it was a youth camp, so it was a lot of times used for the summer camp and stuff. So we were staying in these cabins on where the encounters happened and stuff, we're the only ones on site. We're like, come on out, come peek in the window. We're sitting waiting with cameras ready and such. And one of our other team members, Catman, we kept being like, you go stay down in the cabin by yourself. Here, take the audio recorder with you. We'll come and check on you in the morning. We came down one morning. It was just like one of the last days we were there.
Well, you need to hold on. You need to tell them what happened the night before that.
Oh yeah.
that part's really important.
Back up.
So I went and stayed with Catman in the cabin one of the nights because he wasn't hitting the button right, I think, on the recorder, so stuff was getting recorded. So I was like, I guess I gotta stay down there with him. So I had all my equipment and stuff, and it got late. I was hanging out. You get bored, And I realized I had no entertainment, so I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down. If anything happens, Catman's hanging out. I forget what he was doing. He was like reading a book, and I was like, hey, if anything happens, wake me up. And I left the camera running. Oops, sorry. I left the camera running and audio running and stuff. I woke up the next morning. So on the footage all night, once I was starting to go to sleep, and he was just up by himself, like with the one little light.
Mm-hmm.
Just rocks got thrown at the side of the cabin all night. All night. Hitting the
You
side.
can hear our friend saying, Manning, do you hear this? Trying to wake him up.
And
at one point, Manning wakes up for a second and he goes, yeah, I hear him. Right back to sleep.
And I just rolled back over. I was like, at that point, I was like, they're here. Cool. The audio. I just like looked and saw the camera and everything was running. I was like, I'll just go back to bed. They come in and I'll wake up.
Manning's like, I've slept through war zones,
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
And so get up the next morning and Randy comes down and we're like, Catman's like, they've been throwing rocks. I was like, I slept like a baby. So I don't know what he's talking about. We review the footage. You can hear it and stuff all night. And we're like, well, let's figure out where it came from. And like behind that cabin, it kind of slopes down. There's a lot of tall grass and then it's the wood line. And right in the back, in the middle of the grass, it's all padded down.
Cabin, yeah.
Like something huge was sitting there. And there was little piles of rocks. Like it had a little thing. And
off to the left, yeah.
I think there's a video of when we found it of me sitting in the middle of it, and you can see how big this thing is.
Yeah,
like,
it's about 8 foot by 8 foot, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like something settled down in there for the night to mess with Catman in the cabin all night. So so the next night I'm like, I'm not doing that.
But a few nights before that happened, we actually were out on the trail, and we were about a mile down the trail, maybe about a half mile down the trail.
Yeah.
And we got eye shine, and we had these big 3,000 lume lamps.
Yeah.
And so we got eye shine off to the right of the trail, and just thinking, it's probably a possum or it's a raccoon or something. We hit it, and we see something duck. And it ducks back behind this log. And so we take all of our lamps and, strobe this thing under about 9,000 looms of light.
Wow.
And there's daylight back there. And you can see something coming up between these logs and like looking at us like this. And it's got a flat face and it's got forward facing eyes and it's got chocolate brown hair. And so Gato, Catman, our friend Catman, is like, he's shorter than me and Manning is. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can't see it. He's at a different perspective than we are. And he's like, where's it at? Where's it at? And we're like, it's right over there. It's right over there. And he's like, just let me go. Can I go in there and see it? And we're like, you know what? Just go. Just go.
Yeah, fine.
So we've got footage of him like tromping into the woods. And you see this thing go up under the log when he tromps into the woods. And everything goes black. Mm-hmm. He's tromping through the woods. You can hear him tromp through the woods back there. And we yell back there to him. We're like, can you see anything? And he responds back with, yeah, I'm looking right at her. Yeah. And we're like, what do you mean her?
Her.
And he explains, he's like, I'll be right there. Basically, we're like, you need to get back out of there. And he's like, I'll be right there. He keeps tromping out. And we're walking back to this campsite. And he's like, we're like getting explained, like, what do you mean her? And
we're like interrogating him.
He's like, she was shorter than you, talking to me. I'm 6'4", but he's like, he's shorter than you, but it's bigger than Manning.
I'm 5'9".
So it's about 6 foot tall. This thing was, and he said that when he got back there, his light hit this thing in the face, and he said its eyes stared straight at him and locked and never left off of him once it locked onto him. Mm-hmm. And it crawled backwards, the way he put it, spider crawled backwards on its hands and feet like this.
Wow.
Under a log. Man. And then after it went under the log, it stood up, and that's when he saw how tall it was. And that was when he said he turned around and he walked back out of the woods.
Yeah, he was quiet. We were asking him questions. He wasn't talking for a minute.
But we got
Like,
we got back to the campsite, and there for about 2 hours after we got back to the campsite, he just disappeared. And we're like, what happened to Gato? And he finally shows back up, and he's white. I mean, he is white. And we're like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, everything that just happened out there just hit me all at once. And I had to relieve everything out of my body.
yeah.
Like just adrenaline just hit him, and he freaked out.
Yeah.
Like after the fact. So
Wow. We have a question here real fast from Kristen. What if they develop in dimension different from ours and accidentally step into our human realm?
I used
I've
to
heard that.
be very anti-dimensional walking, but I don't know, man. There's things about these things that I can't explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
we've
theories,
experienced
but
so much
like,
weird stuff that
we really don't venture into that side of the research. We do have friends that do.
Yeah.
We kind of have that, you know, we're dealing with kind of a relic hominid, you know, that's how,
flesh and blood is what they call it.
yeah, we try to go for. But, you know, this things we've been told from people, and like, again, like trying to get one of these things on camera sometimes is just like, you're like, there's some form of magic or something going on here. Like, because you just, we were told when I got into this, it was just like, the more you do this, the weirder it gets.
The weird, and that's 100% true.
And like, I don't sit there and poo poo on anyone's theories, because like, we don't know, man. In the end, like it could be, could be in the end, like it could be something that comes through some dimension, you know, because I can't disprove that.
Yeah.
Honestly, if that's the case, that's pretty cool.
If that's the case,
Yeah, really.
then our research area, I want to know what is special about our research area.
Then
that there are
would be-
dimensional portals opening up and Sasquatch are walking out.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be something about that area that's important if that's the case.
and
Otherwise,
that's pretty cool to me.
I think they're
that'd
just
be
probably
fun.
flesh and blood, and they're living in that area because there's a lot of abundant game and water.
They're pretty well
sources and stuff like
protected
that.
out there.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Very incredible. Well, sis,
Yeah.
did you have another question or?
Yep. Go ahead, sis.
So I guess the question would be, what do you think the cryptid field is getting right now, and where is it going off the rails?
Oh Lord.
I would say what's getting right is getting new researchers into it, getting newer people into it.
Fresh blood.
Fresh blood, but also kind of getting more public about it, and kind of having more of a well-rounded public face for kind of the community as a whole. There's a lot more shows out there with people who are making it fun. A lot of people come out, you know, a lot of people just want to hear the stories too. And, you know, there's people who are just enthusiastic about the cryptid field. So it's just like letting people know. And that's kind of part of what we did the camp out for too, was to kind of teach people. You could walk away from our camp out and go do research back home, you know, like, and to show that it's really just a lot of patience and diligence, and just kind of doing a little bit of like just internet sleuthing, go to your local library, like look up reports in the area and stuff like that. But then also just taking people out on the first time, you know, and a lot of people that came to our camp out wasn't their first time hitting the field, which made this first time we did it real awesome. You know, we had attendees that were like, we had Miguel from Sasquatch Theory, we had Jeremiah Byron from Bigfoot Society, two great podcasts. They do great YouTube channels about the subject matter. We had Adam from Half Inch Rec Crew. He came out. These guys brought camera equipment, crazy stuff like thermal drones. Like we you know, with Hellbent Hauler's help, we turned this into like an operation.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
But you know, we had a good time with it, and we showed people all this, like, you know, just techniques, you know, how to use different equipment, and, you know, got people, you know, hands on their equipment, and people brought thermals and audio equipment and night vision cameras and, you know, cinema cameras, and so there was just a lot of hands-on that people got, which was nice. And we did some presentations. So, just showing people that, like, to me, this has been like the best adventure I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
And kind of showing people that, like, you can go on this adventure too if you want to. It gets kind of weird. It gets kind of crazy at times, but it's fun. And I think that's just kind of getting people out there and just looking on the fact of what they get wrong. Too much infighting.
Yes.
Too much infighting. Too much like beefing with each other for no reason.
Yes.
Like, I'm just calling it out. Like, y'all, like, just stop. Like, it's just weird.
Dumbest,
It's real
most childish
cringy a lot of the time. It's like,
Well, as I'm in the paranormal field, and it's, well, first of all, all you got to do is open up social media and you can see that it's just absolutely crazy,
Oh yeah.
Especially now, it seems like
yeah, especially now with certain things that are going on in the paranormal world. And I'm sure you can concur with me on this. It's like we're all after the same thing.
Yeah.
We all want to know what
We're all looking
is.
for answers. Yeah.
I mean, me and Randy just did it back in April. Is we brought 40 researchers together, and just no one knew each other, and it was just like we made a great, tons of evidence was gathered. Like, as a teamwork was perfect. It was everyone got along. It was a great freaking time.
Yeah.
And you kind of just proved, like, hey, we all just like do this together. We had people that had so many different theories, but everyone just had great discussions with each other. It was such a calm, respectful conversations, or even debates and stuff like that. It was great. Everyone had a good time, and it's just like, this can work. This can actually happen.
To answer the question you brought up, for me to answer it, I think. Let's finish blue pair of slippers. Big slippers.
We'll bring them out to him, Archie.
I think one of the things that people are that's going right in the cryptozoology world is a lot of people. He brought up some of the people that were at our camp out. Miguel of Sasquatch Theory and Adam Whitehead of the Half-Inch Wrench Crew, like guys like
and
that.
Hellbent
that are Hellbent Holler that are going out and actually doing boots on the ground and bringing people with them via cameras. Like, those people are that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Show your work. There's a whole lot of, and I'm sure it's the same way in the paranormal world. There's a whole lot of people in the cryptid world that, what was it that Joe called them? The lawn chair mafia.
Armchair mafia.
It's people that sit around the campfire and they tell stories all night, and they may be awesome storytellers, but you're not really learning anything,
Right.
Except for some stories. Where instead you've got some of these people that, especially the young crews that are coming out, the young bloods that are coming out, that are getting out there and doing the stuff, and like Manning was talking about, with really, really good gear, and showing their work, like for everybody to decide for themselves. That is, I think, a really awesome thing that the cryptid world has going for it that is good. Yeah. But I'd agree with Manning that it's the infighting that's the worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's killing it.
Yeah.
So how do you? Okay, so if I want to go along with you guys to a camp out, now can anybody join you?
We actually open up our camp out for this year publicly on the 8th of August, and it's available on Eventbrite if you want to buy tickets. Anybody that wants to come out, if it's their first time, if they've never done this, we're happy to be there to hold your hand.
Yeah.
Now, to follow up with that, what shall one bring to a camp out? We
usually send you a big list if you're if you're going to come to one of the campouts, and it'll have like gear and stuff that we suggest. We don't say you have to have it. Yeah. But we suggest that if you wanted to, the full experience, possibly to get some of the gear that's on there.
Yeah. Definitely.
We did that last year, and everybody
bought the whole kit and caboodle. So we had thermals and everything. It was awesome. Everyone brought so much stuff, and we had so many toys.
Oh,
that's awesome.
We're like, we're gonna get them.
Yeah. They brought night vision. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow. I would love to go do that. I know my husband's like, I I think I drive him crazy because I'm game for anything, you know. And he's just like, can't you just not put yourself in danger? It's like, it's not in danger. They're gonna love me. I got a great attitude, nice
They pushed a
personality.
tree down this last year.
On one of our
Some
teams, yeah.
Some of our one of our team members.
Yeah, it was
So
that was wild. We got some great vocalizations. We got a thermal image. The
Wow.
Kraus footage.
I think it's the Kraus footage. Yeah,
Kraus thermal is what it's
I
called.
believe that's what they call it. Yeah.
And
Wow.
you know, and the other thing we did with everybody is, you know, we'd take them out on these night hikes, and we you know, with Joe and Jesse, they really like kind of organized how this was going to operate and stuff, and we divided people into small teams, and down the stretch of the 2 miles, just intermittently put the teams, and each team would have thermals, audio, night vision. You know, everyone would have the same gear so that we could get it from any angle, from every position. We all had radios.
Yeah.
And then we had Adam from Half Inch sitting just on the edge of the woods, like air support. And we'd call in a drone, and like thermal drones would come up in, you know, at night and stuff. And, you know, we got something going on here, but we were able to capture it, you know, so much stuff with everyone's help, and everyone worked together. And it made it just amazing. But like we had, because of that, we were able to, you know, anybody's, you know, any level of hiking experience, we were able to kind of put people on the lower experience, or they couldn't get as far, you know, at teams 1 and 2, you know, closer to the head of the trail. And we were like, stuff will happen, but you know, maybe not too much, but they'll probably capture some audio and stuff.
Hey,
no, they were the team.
The
tree gets knocked down, and we had our team member Catman with them. And I remember he came up on the radio. I was with the Kings, and which was a father and daughter team that had come to the event. We were team 2 or 3. I think I was at 3, position 3, and you know, he started calling in like, "Hey Manning, there's something walking around over here," and I'm like, "It must be one of the sentries." I said, "Well, this is the first time we took like 40 people into the woods with us, like fully geared up. You know, these Squatch have only had me and Randy at night, so they've had control of the situation. And at this point, we were able to box them in. And we think one of the sentries got real mad that he couldn't get back, and he pushed a tree over, and he pissed everywhere. It smelled crazy.
It was just ammonia.
Yeah, but they pushed a tree over on one of the teams. So that kicked off that night. Also, that kicked off the night. And we were out there.
Yeah,
but
bad
like,
boy. Yeah.
That was welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we pissed them off. I was like, this is gonna get interesting.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. But captured great audio one of the nights, like real crisp. We got some. I had one of my first encounters with an orb. One of the final nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys. I know you guys have dealt with orbs and stuff, probably, right?
Yeah.
In the Bigfoot world, orbs are a common occurrence, although nobody really understands why. Especially small blue orbs.
Which is so we had one of the final nights we went out, you know, and this is when we called it kitchen sink night. We did everything. We had people that brought all kinds of different like noisemakers and stuff. We're like, we're gonna do everything. We'll see what happens. A storm rolled in, and we had to literally run out off the trail. Like, I will say the footage is amazing from it because the trees are whipping around. But you know, Jeremiah Byron running up to the camera and being like, "We're all gonna die," and then running. I love you, Jeremiah. And so we headed back, and then there was basically a small team. Once the storm passed, it was like a small group one. It was like, can we go back out? So myself and Jesse, along with Miguel and Adam, went out, and we went up into the hot zone with a small crew. And from the rip, it was weird. We had left Miguel and Adam in I believe Kenny Momo and Ozark Harryman. They stayed behind at the split of the trail, and we went up to the hot zone. And as we were going up there, they were reporting seeing some lights. To the point that Miguel was crawling in the underbrush thinking one of us had stepped off the trail to maybe relieve ourselves and fell because he saw such a bright light moving in the underbrush. He thought one of us
Mhm.
was stuck. But we were actually way up ahead, and Tato, one of our team members, Tato, she you know, said it afterwards, but she was seeing stuff as we were leading up there. She was seeing, you know, some blue orbs. And
I
we
think she
got
referred to them as will-o-wisps.
will-o-wisps. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
saying she was seeing will-o-wisps. And then I was up at the head of the group with Jesse Doyle, and we were we went like blackout with all the lights and just see what happens, went real quiet. And I was standing there, and I think it's like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all of a sudden I started noticing something in the underbrush, just like maybe like 20 feet from me. And it was just this little blue light, and it was like zipping around, and it would stop, and then it kept coming closer, and I'm staring at it, and I'm like, I when I go out, I don't have a night vision. I have a DSLR, so I have to like, that's why we use so much, you know, looms in our light, so I can capture stuff. So I was like, I'm trying to like look, I'm like, am I at least getting this blue light? You know, and I'm like whispering that I'm seeing this stuff. And I'm finally like, am I just seeing something? Is anyone else seeing this? And I just kind of whispered it, not realizing Jessie Doyle was sitting right here over my shoulder. And she's like, I see it too. She's like, what is that? And I'm like, I have no clue. And then it came onto the trail right in front of us, maybe like 5 feet away, stopped, and then made a beeline right at us. And we both were like, oh my God, like backing up. And I kicked on my flashlight, which was on red, and the thing just disappeared. And I was like, what was that? I was like, oh my God. And that's when Tato came up, was like, oh, I described it. And Tato was like, I just saw those, the will-o-wisp. And I was like, will-o-wisp? I was like, that's myth. That's nope. And I was like, hold on. But, you know, having, you know, I had that experience, but I had extra witnesses there that were like, I see it too. Like, what is that?
Right. Yeah. The validation of it.
Yeah.
is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"I'm
Instant
crazy."
validation.
Oh, wow. Wow. So we have someone that says that we had an empath with my team, and she was getting messages and impressions from the Bigfoot and spirits. There are lots of different phenomena at the camp out location.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
That's no place. I believe it.
That commenter, Scorpius, he was one of our attendees there.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
He was with us. He was with us during that moment I just talked about. He was out there with us.
Oh, wow.
And I think he's referring to was her name Kara? Kara was the medium
Elizabeth?
that came. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're just throwing out names.
Like I said, we had paranormal researchers come out. We had, you know, like we had mediums come out. Like,
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
We were kind of like, everyone come on out. We're gonna try everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna try as a group. We're gonna try to figure this out.
Chrissy, if you want to come next year, it's May 3rd to the 7th.
May 3rd to the 7th.
Yes.
I gotta remember that.
4 days.
I'm gonna put it in the chat here. So
Yeah, just let us know.
that would be awesome. Of course, my husband would probably be on pins and needles and
I'm telling you this, we were like going to this event. We got there the day early, you know, to settle into the site and kind of like set up stuff and, you know, where we're going to do our presentations. And then like, okay, we got the bonfire because we kind of made it like a fun summer camp out. You know, we did bonfires, we did s'mores, you know, like late night pizzas and, you know, hanging out by the fire. You know, it was a good time.
Now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, it was good. And
we love camping, so
we were like, I just hope we get a wood knock.
Yeah.
You know, like hopefully this is one of those moments that they don't want to play.
Right.
And people started showing up and we got moved into the cabin, and all of a sudden people started being like, hey, someone's walking in the woods behind the cabin. And we're like, it's the afternoon. It's already started, and it didn't stop. Stuff was getting gifted to on people's outside their cabins.
There was two of our attendants that had a sighting the first day they were there.
They'll be speaking at our convention this year, actually.
Yeah,
right?
they're going to be at our con this year.
Yeah, a father and son. The son was the one who was like really into Bigfoot stuff, so he was bringing his son down for it. And they were just they had just got parked in there, and they went down the trail, not to the actual trail, but right to the head of it. And they said there's a lot of dogwood trees on the site. They saw something really large walk behind we have an old dilapidated boathouse next to the river that you cross to go to the trail. He said saw something walk behind it, and he thought as he was moving, he was seeing like the, basically parallax of the dogwood tree. And then when he looked, he was like, there's no dogwood tree, but there was this large white-haired thing staring at them. And they came back up the trail. And luckily at that moment, Miguel was recording for his YouTube channel. So we had a whole team of researchers right there when it happened. So they just, Miguel and them and the whole team just ran down with them, and like right on the spot had them like recount what just happened. And it was just like, dang, that never happened. To have a research team right there ready to go when it happens, and be able to go down and kind of document, immediately, there's no time, it's still fresh in their head.
Right.
And then they decided they're not going to stay on site for the rest of the time. They stayed at the hotel. And we had a few people that do that. After the first night when stuff kind of kicked off and stuff was going off, but things were happening all night. And, we were taking people out after the fact and try to debunking stuff, try to go through the process of like, all right, did we actually catch something? Did we, was it this, was it that, try to teach them that process. Don't always be like, that was a Bigfoot. It's like, you got something captured.
Not everything's a Bigfoot in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have armadillos out there.
At one point during the camp out, we actually had some people hearing stuff out behind their cabin. So we took a whole big group of people back behind their cabin to go to the woods to listen, and we could hear something moving around in the woods. So we got the thermal drone. Adam did, and sent the thermal drone over, and he was like, "Do you guys have anybody in the woods?" And we're like, "No." And he's like, "Well, there's something there. I see it." And so
we were so excited.
He shifts the thermal drone around a little bit, and he's like, "It's a deer." So we're like, we spent 45 minutes tracking a deer in the woods. So we're like, "Look, guys, this is a good example of like not everything's a friggin' Bigfoot."
Yep.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We had fun doing it too.
Wow. So do you is there any kind of music that you guys play that maybe might be attracting them to say, hey, what's that music,
Yeah, so I'll let you guys in on kind of, me and Randy we have our together research that we do together when we're out, but Randy goes out on the trail by himself, and I do too. And we kind of have our individual way of doing stuff. And I have a certain location I call the playpen. And that's where the juveniles, I feel like they drop the juveniles off. So a lot of the time I get up real early. I mean, like 6 a.m. and I go down that trail and I get into position, into a spot, and I kind of have breakfast and I eat and I play some like kind of, a lot of times I play music of the Shire from Lord of the Rings.
Ooh.
It's one of my favorite films and in books and stuff. So I'll play that. It's real like soothing and, calming and stuff. And I just kind of habituate in the area, but I will play some more upbeat music, maybe some new age stuff, some rock music, some hip hop, some, and I'll kind of just hang out and dance around. When I get interactions from that though, I kind of show that I'm comfortable in the area. And I'll sit out there for a good 3 hours, I was able to take quite a few of our attendees in the morning. I think about a group of 4. I took them out in the morning. It was fun. We had a great time, like just kind of discussing stuff. They get to have like kind of little interactions. And, they just kind of, I was able to have kind of some great one-on-one time. That's why we kind of keep it to a limited number of people.
Right.
So everyone kind of gets some time with all of us, and, one-on-one discussion time. And,
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, we play music here and there. I've done it where I've played the Sierra sounds that were recorded by Ron Moorhead, of what sounds like Sasquatch couple arguing. played that out in the woods. I mean, we've tried a lot of things just to see,
Yeah, what interaction you can
throwing
get. Yeah.
stuff at the wall, see what it sticks.
Wow. That's really interesting. I definitely have to put that on my calendar next year. It's because Tennessee is probably about an 8-hour drive from Iowa. I'm from Iowa.
Okay.
And
Cool. We have
this
people
is
from Iowa
from
this year.
Arizona.
Excellent.
So,
I'm in Arizona, hot desert.
We had people travel from Arizona for this.
Yeah.
People from Maine, New Hampshire. I had people up from me. I was like, oh my God.
oh wow.
We had people all over traveling.
That's
excellent.
incredible. That would be so much fun to do. That would really be fun.
It was really fun meeting all the attendees, like as they came in, because everyone was kind of driving in and stuff. And we had it all set up like kind of a welcome center and, welcome campers and, very fun environment. And then we took them into the woods at night.
Well, if I go next year, my husband and I, we'd probably be the couple where I would have a leash around my waist or something, because so he won't be saying, "Stay here, don't take off," because I'm
He's
the
gonna
type of person that goes by
us, we're like,
myself.
let's go.
Yeah,
go
right. Exactly.
Yeah. It's been absolutely delightful to talk to you guys. I wish you, the very best. I'm really excited just to look at this podcast again and go, wow, because it was really nice. I learned. I hope everybody learned something from, Bigfoot and everything. No, I did. For the audience, jump over to their Facebook. Send me an email if you're interested in knowing more and everything. And I'm going to give you the last few minutes, Josh and Randy, to plug yourself. And I think Josh, or Randy, which one of you written books before? Was it you,
me.
Randy?
Randy's the author.
I've written 2 books. Yeah.
I
They're
got
on
one of them
Amazon.
right here.
He's got it. I don't even have my new one.
I got it right here.
Cool.
Bear Mountain Bigfoot. Bear Mountain Bigfoot.
If you're in Tennessee this month or next month, and you want to attend the Tennessee Wildman Con, it is the fourth year of that here in McMinnville, Tennessee. We have 12 guest speakers, several special guests on top of the guest speakers.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a good time.
We try to make a real convention feel, kind of like a Bigfoot Comic-Con almost. Like we have our all our Bigfoot legends we have lined up. You can come in and you can actually talk with these researchers. We got MK Davis, we got Martin Groves.
Martin Groves isn't coming this year.
Oh, he's not coming. I thought he was coming this year.
No,
oh, damn. Okay.
Nope. We got Kumbo instead.
We got Kumbo though.
Yeah.
Kumbo's awesome. Chester coming this year too?
Chester's coming, yeah.
Yester's been there with us since, year
Since
one.
the beginning, yep.
So you can come meet these guys. You can talk with them. They're great people. We got paranormal people. We got tons of great vendors. We're going to actually have a second floor with vendors, but we're also going to have a little stage up there with some musical acts, some other presentations and stuff. And then we have, of course, the main speaker hall where our guests go and do hour-long presentations. They show a lot of great stuff, a lot of great research, footage, and just try to, give people some more knowledge on the subject matter. It's really fun. And our team's there. And a lot of it is, we made this as an experiencer con. So if you've had an experience and you feel like you haven't had anyone to be able to tell that to, come on out. Sure. We'll sit down with you and you can tell us what you saw, man. Just you need somebody to talk to. Everyone who comes there is there for that. So it's kind of it's a fun support group.
You were talking about Ghostbusters earlier. We're there to believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And if we can help you, we will. You got Sasquatch on your property and don't know what to do. Give us a ring.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I love it.
That is really
we're getting a website set up at the moment, but August 8th, Tennessee Wildman Con, Milner Center in McMinnville, Tennessee. So come on out, guys. It's a good time.
Yep.
And then
next year again, May 3rd to the 7th.
the
second annual
Tennessee
Bigfoot
Cryptid
CampOut.
CampOut.
And tickets will go on sale August 8th. for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep me informed, and I can put it into a Facebook group and my profile and everything, because that would be, I know everybody's like, oh yeah, that would be interesting. It will be.
We'll do.
But we at the top of the hours, so we got to say goodbye. Boo-hoo. We have to have you guys back maybe in the late fall and see how August 8th went for you guys and
Sure.
everything. And maybe we can get some footage to come up to as well if you have some. But, you know, like I said, jump over to their Facebook, email them. Make sure you go to Within the Cauldron and Behind the Witch's Veil, and subscribe, like, and share out. And until next time, everybody, many, many blessings. And Josh and Randy, stay behind for just a little bit while we get out of here, okay?
We'll do.
Okay.
Thanks so much,
Blessings,
guys.
everybody.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Bye.